Hi everyone, I am Aakanksha Laiker and today I will be speaking on contribution of policy and regulation to enhance transparency and traceability in the garment industry. So as many of us know that Indian garment industry faces significant challenges in achieving transparency and traceability primarily due to its complex and global supply chain. In response to which, India has launched several initiatives which are aimed at improving working conditions, reducing the environmental footprint, and promoting ethical practices within the industry. However, despite of these efforts, there still remain a considerable gap between the formulation of these policies and their practical adoption by the key industry stakeholders. The study will critically examine the effectiveness of current policies, international agreements, and industry best practices as applied within India. The study evaluates the impact of these policies on consumer behavior, particularly in driving demand for sustainable and ethical fashion. The research underscores the need of robust policies and regulatory framework to foster sustainable and ethical fashion industry, which in turn will safeguard the workers' rights, ensures long-term viability of the sector, and build trust among the consumers. For the research, a descriptive research methodology will be employed, utilizing both primary and secondary data collected through online survey. So, this is the gist of my research. I hope you like it. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you.
A very warm greetings to all dignitaries present over here. I am Jayshree Mehta, Assistant Professor from Charotar University, Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. My research paper title is Skill Development in India Challenges, Future and Current Perspectives. India's goal for 2047 necessitates an environment that supports innovation, digitization, sustainable growth in the future. To build a strong and dynamic workforce, technology skills, career training, and entrepreneur education must all be integrated. It will be essential to be able to quickly reskill and upskill when global economic model changes. Therefore, it is essential to view skill development as a fundamental element of India's goal to become a developed and powerful nation by 2047 rather than just a necessary economic measure. This research paper explored the critical landscape of skill development in India, emphasizing its importance in driving economic growth and enhancing workforce capabilities. It examines the current status of skill development, highlighting various government initiatives. However, the study also uncovers persistent challenges, including infrastructure gaps, sufficient industry academia collaboration, skill gap, financial limitations, and regional um, development disparities. Looking ahead to 2047, the paper discusses the promising future of skill development with a focus on technological advancements, particularly in emerging sectors like AI and robotics, and the increasing need for digital skills. As China is gradually vacating its manufacturing stronghold due to rising wages and appreciating yuan and demographic challenges, India is presented with a golden opportunity to position itself as a next global manufacturing hub. To seize this opportunity, it is imperative to create a workforce that is skilled and productive, meeting international standards of quality and efficiency. Here, some initiative taken by the government for skill development. There is one of the example that is JSS Jan Shikshan Sansthan, which is take initiative taken by Government of India under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. It offers courses tailored to the local needs and demands, keeping in mind natural resources available, local industries, and the existing skills of the individuals. The course ranges from tailoring embroidery, food processing, handicrafts, healthcare, IT skills, and to agro based technologies. The flexibility of these programs makes them accessible to the target groups. The curriculum is designed to foster practical skills that can lead to both self employment and placement in existing industries. Still, despite of the initiative taken by the government, there are challenges still existing. Challenges in skill development are infrastructure issues, lack of industry academia collaboration, skill gap mismatching, financial constraint, and last but not the least, geopolitical tensions also pose a significant challenge. In the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, skill development stands as a cornerstone that will enable India to realize its full potential across various dimensions as economic growth, environmental sustainability, social progress, and good governance. So, here, to sum up, I would say the Skill India mission is a significant initiative aimed at promoting skill development and economic empowerment. And by the report of Skill India and Press Information Bureau, it has trained 14 million young people and further upgraded the skills of 5.4 million people. And in shaping a Viksit Bharat, the Press Information Bureau says the recent budget has allocated the funds for infrastructure, agriculture, education, and vocational training. And thus, finally, the focus on skill development will empower citizens to actively contribute to the nation's progress, ensuring that the India of 2047 is prosperous, sustainable, inclusive, and well governed. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dr. Rajisha Menon, Assistant Professor of English, working at CVR College of Engineering and from the Department of Humanities and Sciences. Today, I would like to present a paper on Women Empowerment, Catalyst for the Change. Keywords of this paper: Women Empowerment, Issues, Suppression, Patriarchy. Ancient Indian civilization held women in high regard and revered them as goddesses. However, women's position significantly declined in Middle Age. In society, women are only expected to take care of their families, raise their children, carry out other domestic tasks. People have long held the traditional belief that women belong in the home and men belong in their field. These days, women are overcoming all obstacles posed by societal difficulties and issues that are directed towards them. Prior to this, women faced numerous challenges as a result of patriarchal society, old customs and beliefs, and male dominance. Women were only accountable for fulfilling conventional tasks such as bearing and raising children. Even if women's status has improved in the modern world, they still face difficulties. Without their husband's assistance, they must handle both their personal and professional obligations. When women are mistreated by family members rather than receiving assistance, it can sometimes make their situation much more embarrassing. Sexual harassment by friends, neighbors, bosses, family members, and other acquaintances is more commonplace in homes than in workplaces. They must endure great hardships in their day to day lives in order to support their careers and preserve their familial bonds. I would like to discuss the topic theory of empowerment in order to enable individuals and communities to act on their own authority and responsibility, represent their interests, policies, and programs aimed at enhancing individual and community autonomy and self determination are referred to as empowerment. Empowerment encompasses both the process of empowering oneself and receiving expert guidance to help others overcome feelings of helplessness and influence. So, they may eventually identify and take advantage of their opportunities and resources. According to Surekha Rao and Rajamanamma, 1999. Empowerment is multifaceted process that aims to help women or groups of women realize their full potential in all areas of life. More autonomy in decision making to allow them to manage their life more effectively or to have more control over the external factors influencing them. Increase access to information and resources and freedom from shocks imposed on them by tradition, belief, and practice are all part of it. Generally speaking, justice and development are supposed to create the conditions for different segments of the populace in a nation to become more powerful and to elevate their standing, particularly for women. Organizations of uh, women are the source of empowerment since they aim to increase their own self-reliance. They are entitled to make their own decisions. In life, they also want access to resources and to be in charge. So this is what brief introduction as well as discussion of this paper. Thank you.
My research title is Students Cognitive Ability Based Course Recommendation a Review. Recommender system help personalize course selection for students, reducing challenge of information overload. This paper examines how these systems can align course choices with students' cognitive abilities and interest. Findings suggest that a hybrid recommendation approach is the most effective for guiding students toward career aligned courses. In recent years, higher education institutions have faced challenges such as competitive markets, reduced funding, and increased students' diversity. To avoid address these issues, institutions must provide effective support services, including course selection guidance. Many students struggle with choosing the right courses, which can impact their academic success and future careers. Recommender system using personalized learning styles can assist students by recommending courses that align with their cognitive abilities and interest. This system save time, offer expert advice, and enhance students' learning experience by tailoring course recommendation to individual needs and preferences. This paper reviewed recommender system used by students in higher education for course selection, identifying various approaches such as content-based, collaborative filtering, and hybrid methods. The hybrid recommendation approach was found to be the most effective, combining the strength of the other methods to provide optimal course recommendations. The study also found a positive relationship between students' cognitive engagement and academic achievement, aligning with previous research that link social, emotional, and cognitive engagement with academic success. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Professor Dr. SRIGOURI KOSURI, Saveetha School of Law, Chennai. I have presented a paper on NEP 2020 for a better Bharat constitutional aspects in International Conference on From Tradition to Tomorrow NEP 2020 Multidisciplinary Conference for a Viksit Bharat at 2047 is poised to be a transformative platform where tradition meets innovation in the context of India's journey towards 2047. It will explore how traditional wisdom can synergize with modern technologies and methodologies to propel India into a prosperous future. By integrating insights from disciplines such as science, technology, humanities, social sciences, and arts, the conference endeavors to chart sustainable and inclusive path forward. The Constitution delineates the roles of central and state governments in education, influencing policy implementation. Effective coordination between the central and state governments is crucial for successful implementation of NEP 2020. NEP 2020 presents a significant opportunity to reform India's education system, but it faces challenges related to implementation, resource allocation, and inclusivity. It must navigate the constitutional framework, ensuring alignment with fundamental rights, federal structure, and principles of social justice. Addressing these challenges effectively is crucial for achieving the policy's vision for a better Bharat. Thank you for giving this opportunity to Vedant Knowledge Systems.
Good morning all, my name is Hima Rajkotiya. The title of my research paper is Ethnographic Approach and its Applicability in Study of Traveller. My research paper presentation is divided into three parts. In the first part, I will discuss the term ethnography. In the second part, I will discuss ethnography as a method or methodology and its usefulness in study of traveller. The third part is about findings of the conducted research. Ethnography is an inevitable part of travel writing. As long as people have traveled, they have witnessed different cultures, they have narrated their journeys. The word ethnography is derived from Greek ethnos, folk, which means folk, people or nation, and grapho, which means I write. Notable critic and writer Carl Thompson defined it as a quote-unquote a description of another culture or community or the practice of producing these descriptions. In this sense, most travelogue have an ethnographic aspect to a greater or lesser degree. Travel writing has a long tradition of ethnographic study going all the way back to the 16th century. During this time, a standard structure for reporting data obtained by traveler was developed. The more scientific travel writing produced by scientists, explorers, ethnographers, and other travelers between the 19th and 20th century, which gave a way to rise in a more literary style travel writings. Participant observation is the primary aspect of ethnography. Other research methods that can be added include document analysis, interviews, reading from books, magazines, and photographs. As argued by Skaggs, the ethnography is better understood as a research methodology rather than a research method. It is a theory of research process that can employ a variety of different research methods. Aligned with advancement within research methodology discussions, the importance of research influence on data collection and documentation, which recognizes the power dynamics between the researcher and the researched, became pivotal in the restructuring of perceptions of ethnographic practice and writings. English study researchers approach ethnographical study in travel writing for a variety of reasons. First, literary analysis and textual deconstructions are welcome in ethnographic travel narratives, as ethnography serves both as a scientific endeavor and storytelling tool. Studying ethnography reveals its interdisciplinary roots and emphasizes the importance of a broad approach to research and scholarship. This is true for both the research process and the research text. Thus, an ethnographic research in travelogue usually produces a large amount of qualitative data to which analysis and interpretation become very vital. Analysis turns raw data into cooked data and results are attained. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is SANJANA from Amity University, Noida, a student of Bachelor's of Interior Design for 4th year. I did research on how adaptive reuse of historical buildings can be useful. This video explores the fascinating world of adaptive reuse and application in India, using two iconic historical buildings as a case study. Preserving our historical heritage is a crucial for understanding our past and even for our shaping future. Adaptive reuse offers a sustainable solutions for breathing new life into these structures. Mirza Ghalib Ki Haveli, a historical landmark in Old Delhi, has been successfully adapted into cultural center. This showcases the potential of adaptive reuse to preserve the communities and heritage. The Diwan-e-Khas offers another exciting opportunity for adaptive reuse. By transforming it into a royal dining, we can offer a royal visitor experience while preserving the historical gem. Adaptive reuse, while promising, presents challenges like structural limitations and balancing heritage with the modern needs. However, with the careful planning and innovation approaches, we can overcome this. Adaptive reuse, preserving heritage, promoting urban regenerations, and fostering sustainable developments. By embracing adaptive reuse, we can ensure that our historical buildings remains relevant and vibrant for the generation to come. It's a testament to our ability and balance tradition with innovations. Thank you.
Myself, Smith Kumar Anjana, working as an assistant professor in Department of Electrical Engineering at Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Bangalore. My research paper is on the requirement of green energy sources. As we know, the population is expanding. which are implies that energy needs are expanding. So, when we talk about energy, the two main categories of energy sources are non-renewable energy and renewable energy. The significance of renewable sources cannot be overstated. The influence of non-renewable energy on the environment is the most crucial factor to consider while using them. The significance of renewable energy sources is briefly discussed in this paper. The application of alternative energy technology is emphasizes heavily. Further, the energy and other applications of renewable sources are also covered. Thank you.
Namaskar. My name is Ankita Bhattacharya and I am pursuing my Master in English Literature at SMT Kansagra College, Rajkot. The topic of my research paper is Journey from Draupadi to Panchali, a representation of contemporary aspects through the mythological identity from Chitra Banerjee Devakaruna's historical novel The Palace of Illusion. Chitra Banerjee Devakaruna's historical fiction The Palace of Illusion is a retelling story through the sight of Draupadi, a significant character of the great Indian epic, the Mahabharata. The ideas of women's rights and gender equality have always been debated pervasively. The present paper focuses on the identity of an Indian modern woman with a mythological tale and setting through the protagonist's journey from the princess to the only wife of 5 husbands. Despite her royal upbringing, Draupadi faces plenty of challenges, especially after her marriage, such as her mother in law's decision, her humiliation in the court of Dhritarashtra, her exile in the forest, and her disguise as Sayandri. She tried her best to fight against every obstacle of her life. But from very early on in her life, she has to bow down to higher values like protecting one's family honor. Her relationship with Arjun and Karna is shown as a secret admiration, unlike the actual version of epic. Draupadi's desire to become the queen of the palace of illusion remained unfulfilled. From the fiery birth to Draupadi to the death of Panchali, her inner turmoil is depicted in the study, which reflects the tension between ancient tradition and contemporary values, showing that issues like personal freedom and gender equality are not just modern concerns, but ones that echoed across the centuries. The character of Draupadi not only holds the timeless essence of the feminist perspective from the mythology and history, but also from the modern world. Thank you.
Namaskar. My name is Parth Joshi and I'm an assistant professor of English at Government Arts and Commerce College, Babra, near Amreli in Gujarat. And the title of my presentation is NEP and the Traditional Indian Knowledge, a Literary Perspective. It is well known that Indian traditional knowledge is a well-planned and well-structured knowledge system which has balanced and delicate relationships among all the necessities of human well-being without harming its immediate environment. Historically, it is a very socially and politically advanced knowledge system. Indian traditional knowledge is indeed a valuable and priceless source of knowledge that can be used in the present time to regulate public lives. It can also solve many social, political, scientific, or environmental problems which are occurring in the nature. The best way of spreading awareness about traditional knowledge is certainly through the route of education system, and NEP is one such effort. While fulfilling the commitment to implement SDG 4, this policy of India envisions an education system that is rooted in Indian ethics, contributing directly to transforming India as a nation. The very basis of this policy is to recognize the rich legacies of India, a heritage that must be preserved, nurtured, researched, and put to new uses through the modes of an inclusive education system. In the context of language and literature, to promote multilingualism in teaching and learning and to promote local language, the priority is given in NEP to local language and local language familiar teachers at all levels of education in all Indian languages. for which the state governments are sought to provide help. The three-language formula is created for promoting multilingualism, as Indian languages are among the richest, most scientific, most beautiful, and most expressive in the world, with a vast body of ancient as well as modern literature, film, and music written in these languages help form India's national identity and wealth. This paper explores how, through NEP, the promotion of ancient Indian knowledge system is included in the learning pedagogy at all levels. Sanskrit textbooks and textbooks of Indian vernacular languages are foundational, and middle school level may be written in simple standard languages, starting from the mother tongue to the national and then the international languages. Thus, it is a step forward in imparting vernacular knowledge in a global language. Thank you.
Hello, Namaste. My name is Harsha Raghubai Pankuta and I am the PhD scholar of KADI SARVA VISHWAVIDYALAYA, Gandhinagar, Education Department. My guide's name is Mrs. Dr. Kusum R. Yadav. My topic is evaluating the effectiveness of Gyan Kunj project, teachers' perceptions from Gujarat. The Gyan Kunj project is a pivotal initiative aimed at transforming the educational framework in Gujarat by integrating advanced digital tools into the classroom. Thus, the project raises the overall level of education by modernizing classroom and bringing teaching methods in line with contemporary educational standards. Chaudhary AN 2022. This enhancement ensures that students receive a quality education that is relevant to today's technological advancement. This study aims to evaluate the effectiveness of the Gyan Kunj project in enhancing educational outcomes from the perspective of teachers in Gujarat. By targeting a sample size of 350 teachers, the research investigates their perceptions regarding the project's impacts on academic ability, the overall level of education, and student engagement. Additionally, the study examines the relationship between the demographic profile of teachers, especially age, gender, and faculty, and their perceptions of the project's effectiveness. Findings reveal that teachers overwhelmingly believe the Gyan Kunj project improves academic abilities, raises educational standards, and increases student engagement. Moreover, the positive perceptions are consistently observed across different demographic groups, highlighting the project's broadband acceptance and effectiveness. The study underscores the significance of the Gyan Kunj project in modernizing education and its potential to make substantial and lasting impact on the educational landscape of Gujarat. Keywords: Gyan Kunj project, educational technology, teacher perception, and academic improvement.
Hello, I am Shane Desai from Charotar University of Science and Technology, and today I am going to present my research paper titled as Analyzing the Novels of T.S. Pillai and Perumal Murugan from Indian Socio-Political Perspective, and I have worked on my research paper along with my guide, Dr. Bhaskar Pandya, who is the Dean Faculty of Humanities, Charotar University of Science and Technology, Charuset. So my paper basically focuses and it provides an overview of the socio-political environment depicted in the novel. That is, both novels are South Indian novels. The first novel is Chimin, written by T.S. Pillai, and the second novel is Pyre, written by Perumal Murugan. And my research article basically focuses and portrays the coastal regions of Kerala, focusing on the lives of fishermen and their struggles against a backdrop of colonial legacy, caste discrimination, economic hardships, and societal hierarchies. And I'm talking about the first novel, that is Chimin. The second novel by Perumal, that is Pyre, depicts the agrarian community and its social structure, hierarchy, and sensitive subjects like love, caste, social trauma, and societal violence. Through the nuanced analysis of the text, my article examines the exploitation faced by fishermen under colonial rule, the pervasive influence of caste in shaping social relation, and the challenges of poverty and economic deprivation, as well as it centers the dehumanizing aspects presented in Pyre. Now, both are South Indian novel and both are focusing on the socio-political aspect, socio-political condition of the Indian society. By my people, I am not criticizing the Indian society, but we are focusing and both the novels, T.S. Pillai and Perumal Murugan, tries to use the tool, use the literature as tool to elevate and to destroy, to eradicate the evils of the society and to move towards a utopian society. And it also praises the diversified culture of Indian society. But they use literature as a tool to portray, to vanish, to disappear the ills of the Indian society. And both the novels falls under the category of socio-political context, and it appreciates the Indian richness, but it also same time criticizes the evils of the society.
Hello everyone, I am Bijal Modi, an assistant professor at SS Agrawal College of Commerce and Management, Navsari. I am here to present my research article titled Fostering Financial Integrity, Assessing the Landscape of Forensic Accounting Education in Indian Educational Institution. This is the brief outline of the research article. Before introducing forensic accounting term, I would like to throw light on the need of the forensic accounting in a present scenario. In a recent year, Indian economy has experienced advancement driven by technological innovation and entrepreneurial endeavors. Within this dynamism, the foundation of prosperous and resilient economy lies in financial integrity. But financial wrongdoings are continuously posing a threat to the trust and the reliability of the financial framework. To fight against this criminal activity, statutory audit has also been failed many times. In a light of these challenges, the role of forensic accounting emerges as an important. Forensic accounting is a novel field which plays a crucial role in identifying financial fraud and presenting it in a legal proceedings. There is a wide gap between the demand and supply of forensic accountants, and this gap can be filled up only by providing forensic accounting education. But there are a lot of challenges in a forensic accounting education. There is a lack of awareness, there is a limited curriculum integration, and insufficient industry collaboration. Due to this, practical exposure is not possible. So this study is conducted to assess the landscape of forensic accounting education in Indian educational institution. The data was collected from the website of 1017 for UGC approved university and professional institution, and thematic coding and content analysis is applied to identify the trends of forensic accounting education in India. This is the key topics covered in the forensic accounting syllabuses, and here the learning objectives are presented. The key findings of the research study is that only 27 out of a 1074 UGC approved university offers forensic accounting education, and most of the program provide forensic accounting education as a minor topic rather than a core focuses. Only 3 institution offers specialized program in a forensic accounting, with the National Forensic Science University being the sole provider of the dedicated postgraduate program. And existing curriculum often lack a depth. It is focusing only on the traditional accounting practices. It is not focusing on the advanced tools such as the digital forensics and data analysis, Benford law, Bennis model, and all such things. So in short, the program do not sufficiently prepare the student to compete, to fight against the financial fraud of a present scenario. So recommendation is that offerings should be expanded. That means more advanced syllabus should be introduced, advanced techniques should be adopted. International universities of a UK and USA countries are providing a good qualitative education in this field. They have settled the benchmark. So Indian universities should try to reach up to that benchmark. Practical learning should be provided to the students. Of course, there are a lot of challenges, that there will be resistance to change with the traditional academic institution. Resources, financial resources are also limited. There is a lack of a qualitative faculties having a knowledge about the forensic accounting field. But the only option to fight against the fraud is that forensic accounting education in India should be made more strong. Only then we will help against the fraud. Thank you.
Namaskar, I am Pooja, and the presentation on the same topic would deal on K.M. Munshi's historical perception on the mentioned essay. Kanayalal Munshi started his essay with the crucial question whether history can be considered as science or art. History is considered as science by many scholars as it presents a simple chronology of various events. It is nothing to do with the living elements or animate elements. On the other hand, there are scholars who consider history as a part of arts because it deals with the living society of bygone period. It reflects a complete picture of bygone period, bygone society. So they consider history as a part of arts. Kanayalal Munshi divided history into 4 parts: folk stories, novel, and history. According to him, history can be a good raw material for artistic piece, as it is well known that he himself is well-renowned historical novelist of Gujarati literary sphere. He wrote many novels which contain history as a main theme, including very famous Patan trilogy. Kanayalal Munshi focuses on the characterization, the art of characterization in this particular essay. According to him, history presents the characters of bygone period with very technical aspect. It simply presents the detail and chronology of various events of that particular character and dynasty. It never deals with the throbbing emotion of that character. On the other hand, Munshi presents his thought on historical literary piece, and especially on characterization of historical literary piece, by saying that a historical literary artist must be aware about the characterization. He should frame his character with flesh and blood. He should frame his character as if he is a part of this living society. Historical literary piece must contain the soulful characters, and it should contain the natural flow of incidents. It should also present the facts, and with the help of imagination, a complete picture should be depicted by a historical novelist or historical literary artist. In a way, the picture which is presented by a historical literary artist should be throbbing. Here, one thing should be kept in mind, that the characters of historical literary piece must present a throbbing and active as well as a live picture of society, which is bygone society. It should not deal with the barren historical incident. Here, the visual characterization has been emphasized by Munshi in compared to narrative characterization. We should feel and we should touch the feelings of character of bygone period. And if we can do that as a reader, it is the mastery, or it is the successful mastery of a literary artist. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Ruchita Parekh, and I am working as an assistant professor in Department of Civil Engineering at Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Bakrol. And my research paper is on a study on use of manufacturing sand in a concrete. And manufacturing sand is nothing but the industrial waste material which we are using as a replacement of a coarse aggregate as well as cement in a mixture of concrete. Here in this particular paper we are having this design mix of concrete with water cement ratio of 0.5, and we are preparing a concrete mix of M25 grade, and based on this particular concrete mix we are doing the cube specimen which is ready for the test, and after that cube test will be performed. On the basis of the test we are defining the compressive strength, and after comparison of normal concrete and the manufactured sand concrete, we are using the comparison, and we can check that whether this material will be used or not. So this is the way in which we are doing this study of use of manufactured sand in concrete. Thank you.
Greetings, I am Dr. Roop Kanwal, honored to serve as an assistant professor at CT University in Ludhiana, Punjab. It is with great enthusiasm that I present this paper entitled Children's Literature as a Tool for Social Change. Let's explore the transformative power of children's literature in shaping young minds and fostering social awareness. By examining how stories can reflect diverse experiences and challenges stereotypes, we can better understand how literature can be a catalyst for positive change in society. Children's literature has always been more than just stories for entertainment. It is a reflection of our world and a medium through which children can learn about values, identity, and justice. By presenting diverse characters and narratives, children's books can both mirror a child's own experiences and serve as a window into the lives of others. This dual function is critical in helping children develop empathy and understanding. One of the most significant roles children's literature play is in challenging stereotypes. Research such as Lenore Blum's work has highlighted the reinforcement of traditional gender roles in children's books. However, contemporary authors are increasingly challenging these norms by introducing characters who defy stereotypes and embrace diversity. Take, for instance, Julian is a Mermaid by Jessica Love, which celebrates individuality and challenges gender norms in a beautiful and accessible way. Moreover, children's literature addresses complex social issues in a way that are appropriate for young readers. Books like The Name Jar by Yang Suk Choi tackle themes of cultural identity and acceptance, encouraging children to appreciate and respect differences. Such stories lay the foundation for social awareness and inclusivity, helping children to navigate the diverse world they live in. The emotional impact of children's literature is also profound. Stories like All Are Welcome by Alexandra Penford, which deals with kindness and the challenges of being different, foster emotional connections and teach children the importance of empathy. These narratives not only entertain but also provoke thought, encouraging children to reflect on their actions and the world around them. Ultimately, children's literature is a powerful tool for social change. It has the potential to shape young minds, instill values, and inspire a desire for justice. By choosing books that foster inclusivity, challenge stereotypes, and promote empathy, we can contribute to raising a generation that is socially aware and is committed to making the world a better place. Thank you for your time, and I hope this presentation has shed light on the vital role of children's literature in driving social change.
This is Ruchira Dudrejia, a research scholar with Department of English, Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singh Ji Bhavnagar University, and I am working as a lecturer at Sarbhavse Ji Polytechnic Institute, Bhavnagar. Here I am going to present a research paper with the sub-theme of gender studies. The paper is entitled as A Critical Analysis of Power Dynamics in Vijay Tendulkar's Theatrical Tapestry. Drama stands out from other literary genres because of its immediate appeal, which offers a level of accessibility that poetry and fiction may not always provide. Drama gains great value from this. Theatrical performances have a rich and distinguished history worldwide. In India, they are well recognized as a popular kind of folk entertainment. When drama is presented on stage, everyone, even the most uneducated person, can understand it and enjoy it. One of the biggest advantages of drama is this. Conversely, the production of Indian plays in English is very recent development. Vijay Tendulkar is a well-known modern Marathi playwright because of his innovative and notable dramatizations. Though he provoked social controversy with his plays, particularly Sakharam Binder and Khasiram Kotwal, he won the highest praise for his dramatic performance in Silence, the Court is in Session. Tendulkar has contributed a great deal to writing even outside of the theatre with his many articles, short stories and one-act dramas. While he often concentrates on the middle class, his thematic aims deals with the intricacies of human nature and lifestyle. His examination of man-woman relationship is notable because without restoring to depravity or horror in his representations of these pairings, he reveals unconventional and peculiar aspects of them. This study will make a research on gender studies with reference to Vijay Tendulkar's plays, the Indian plays. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Bhavika. I'm research scholar with Karnavati University under the guidance of Dean Dr. Sona Mansukhani ma'am. I'll be talking about my research paper titled Applying the Risk Need Responsibility Model in Juvenile Offender Treatment, a Conceptual Framework. Fortunately or unfortunately, with the media influence, we all are aware about the increasing role of juveniles in the offending behaviors. And now this also has a dire need of having a tailored rehabilitation approach towards them for primarily two reasons. One, because they're juveniles, of course, they are vulnerable, but they're also rehabilitable. Second part is in India, there is no mechanism to track recidivism among children. So if a child is apprehended and just let back again, and then he again does repeat offenses in some other state, some other place, we can't track it. Secondly, the children after 18 years are not juveniles. So then they are treated as the adult. Again, you cannot track the transition between a child doing offenses and then growing up and doing an adult violent behaviors. The crime rate prevalence currently, as per the NCRB, for heinous offenses in juvenile is 6.9%. In some states, even 90%, but usually about 75% of these juveniles apprehended are held guilty by Juvenile Justice Board. They're found guilty. And the boys aged 16 to 18 are the one who commit the highest heinous offenses, specifically against human body and against property. Secondary data analysis was conducted and analyzed on the existing literature on prisoner correctional systems in India, offender treatment, and the R&R model to write this paper. Research papers, books were referred in criminology, forensic psychology, and relevant legal documents. So in India, as far as the prison correctional services are concerned, for the juvenile, apprehending or incarceration is the last resource. And even if they are incarcerated or put in a system, they are into observation homes or special fit facility, but not in jails. And there are two boys who are 16 to 18 years and who are found guilty for the heinous offenses. But any offender is found guilty and is incarcerated. They get these kind of services in the prison scenario in India. So they get counseling services. It is not mandated, but it is recommended and voluntary or the optional option. Many of them are illiterate, so education is provided through by the means of National Open Schooling or IGNOU. Many state prisons also have tie-ups with local universities, state universities, technical centers to provide them. They also get vocational services, learning plumbing, gardening, carpentry, this kind of skills. And then the products that they made are sold outside, and they also get stipend for it. Yoga and meditation for their mental health. Observation of various religious festivals, national ceremonies, spiritual programs, cultural programs, and sports events. But in India, there is no structured offender treatment as such, which is uniformly applied across states or across observation home or special facilities for the juveniles. And that's what the need of offender treatment is more important, because if catch them young. So if they have already caught in the legal system at a young age, working on them with the approach of offender treatment helps to rehabilitate them much better. Offender treatment is specifically used in correctional services for the children or adults who are found guilty and who are incarcerated. A lot of research has been piling up, which evidently proves that offender treatment is very much effective in reducing reoffending or recidivism because it directly addresses the root cause of the criminal behavior. It systematically understands assessing a offender in the terms of the root cause of why the problem came, why the criminal behavior was manifested, and then treating that part. So, just like in psychologist, we work on a case-to-case basis. We develop case plan, a case management. Similar approach is used in the offender treatment in forensic setup. There are two widely used models called the R&R model and the JLM model. But the R&R model is more grounded in empirical research along with a broader theory, and it really fits the Indian needs or the Indian children needs as discussed further. It was originally conceptualized in 1886, but formalized in 1990 in the first edition of the book Psychology of Criminal Conduct by Donald Andrews and James Botta. It was currently the seventh edition was published by Routledge in 2023. It is based and drawn from the general personality and the cognitive social learning theory, which is more holistic, which understand a offender in terms of various dynamics and the experiences and the vulnerabilities that could have led to that said offensive behavior. So R&R is based on three important principles: risk, need, and responsibility. If you talk of risk, it basically addresses whom to treat. So an offender is classified into low, medium, and high risk for reoffending. So he's assessed for the chances of why he will commit offense again. The intensity of services is higher to the high risk offenders compared to the medium and the low offense risk of offending. And the interaction between low and medium and the high is avoided in the prison services. So a risk focus more into whom to treat. The need principle focuses more on what to treat. So in an offender, what to assess and what to focus on the treatment intervention plan of it. It talks about two dimensions. One is dynamic versus static. Static needs are not usually focused upon because you cannot do anything about it or change them. For example, history of criminal behavior. It's past, you cannot change. The need concept also talks about the dynamic needs, the needs that can be changed. And it talks about criminogenic needs and not non-criminogenic. So criminogenic needs are those needs which are direct cause and effect relationship to the criminal behavior manifestation. So a high risk offender might have multiple needs, but not all of them lead to the criminal behavior. So, and a psychologist has to understand and diagnose the criminogenic needs, and then the intervention is provided to those needs. Then the probability of reoffending is lower. Responsivity principle focuses on how to treat. So as I mentioned, it focuses more on a broader theory of general personality and social cognitive learning. Responsibility has two principles. One is general principle, one is specific principle. Specific principle talks about individual differences of the offender. So individual motivational levels, individual learning styles. So you tailor your intervention program or the therapy in that manner. A general responsibility principle talks about employing more behavioral, social learning, cognitive, and skill building strategies when you're working with the offender. R&R model also emphasizes or use the techniques from CBT, which is forensic CBT, and motivational interviewing. So when you combine all this in your responsibility or the intervention model, the chances of refunding becomes minimal. In the term of risk and need, offender is assessed on 8 parameters. 8 important, the central 8 factors of risk and need domains. The major emphasis is put on the big 4, which is history of antisocial behavior, antisocial personality traits, antisocial cognitions, and antisocial associates. And then the assessment is also done for the possibility of family dynamics, any marital strain, family strain, problems at work or school life for the children, a problem with the leisure and the recreational time. This is also related to antisocial associate. Too much recreational time available and I can't use it effectively. And I go into antisocial peers. Also substance use, is the offender into any kind of use or abuse of the substance. So why R&R model? Because juvenile justice in India is very much in sync with United Nations Convention Rights of Children. And it prioritizes a child-centric effort, considering the needs and the vulnerabilities of a child. And the focus is more on rehabilitating them or reintegrating them. That's where the offender treatment justifies this goal very aptly. R&R is very structured, very comprehensive, very much empirically evident model. And when you apply this model, because it completely gives away one fit for all approach. So each child is understood in the terms of his own background and the criminogenic needs which have led for him to go into the life of crime. Now, when you take this one-on-one approach or customized approach of the child, diagnosing, assessing, and then providing required intervention. So currently we give education, we give vocational training for the financial independence, we give rehabilitation programs in this manner, but then they're not connected to each other. So when you provide this kind of comprehensive intervention for the criminogenic needs, the need which led a child to commit an offense. Now, if this kind of context is given to a child, the chance of reoffending becomes much more lesser, and not just for the heinous offenses, but every child who is involved in any kind of offense, be it petty, be it serious, be it heinous. If a child is assessed in terms of these 8 central domains in the RNR model, and accordingly an intervention plan or an individual care plan is devised with the help of juvenile justice boards, it can really provide a long-term sustainable solution to this evil of juvenile crimes. So RNR, basic premise of the RNR is changing what can be changed and then enhancing the self-reliance in the children to be more functional. We cannot change their socioeconomic conditions. We cannot change their environment. But if you empower a child to make better decisions, a better skills to focus on their impulse control or aggression control or any other needs, when you train a child with this offender treatment model of RNR, the chance of rehabilitating goes higher. So the entire premise of the paper or the basis is in sync with the quote given by Frederick Douglass. It basically means it is easier to build a stronger children than to repair broken man. And that's what RNR model gives a very structured format for anybody who wants to work with the children or juvenile offenders in a more successful manner. Thank you and have a good day.
Hello, dignitaries, and to all the participants of this conference. My name is Dr. Saveetha Chitturu, and I'm from the Center for Lifelong Learning, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. I'm thankful to the conference organizers for giving me this opportunity to present my paper. So this paper is a review paper, and it's written by me and Ms. Ekta Harathi, who is the program manager. Let me take you through my presentation. So the paper is titled From Potential to Progress, Youth's Contribution to India's Viksit Bharat 2047. It is aligned to the conference theme given to us on the role of youth in achieving India's Viksit Bharat 2047. So, what is Viksit Bharat 2047 all about? So it is an ambitious initiative taken by the government of India with a larger focus on health, education, sustainability, along with socioeconomic and political growth and well-being, which are directly connected with the developmental indicators. And why youth? Because we know and we understand that youth is a major force in shaping the destiny of the nation through thoughtful dialogues and active participation in national development activities. Viksit Bharat 2047 program also highlights, or this initiative also highlights how important it is for younger generation to lead the nation's progress towards idealistic objective. So what is the vision strategic framework for this? And it has been well articulated in various documents and the papers that the government has come out with. However, the success of this vision will depend largely on effectively addressing the challenges which are identified, which includes regional disparities, infrastructure deficits, environment stability, along with socio-economic and political challenges. So by integrating these considerations into its strategic planning, India can move closer to realizing the goal of becoming a developed nation by 2047. So there are three significant components of Viksit Bharat. One is Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, Amrit Kal Vimarsh, and Voice of Youth. So these are three important components of Viksit Bharat, which talks about how you can involve youth into the entire process, how you can gather innovative ideas from the youth. Amrit Kal Vimarsh talks about a nationwide dialogue on national development by organizing lectures and all at the academic institutes involving youth basically. And Vikas Bharat Sankalp Yatra is an initiative to raise awareness through extensive outreach activities to different government schemes, reaching out to every Gram Panchayat, Nagar Panchayat, and urban local body. So now, in my earlier slides, I talked about youth and why youth, because India is the youngest nation and we have outnumbered China in the population. And also we are aware of the fact that 65% of the population is under 35 years of age. Um, and so this is a very productive phase and, working workforce of India. So this demographic dividend offers a great opportunity. And this can become a reality if the economy is capable of accommodating this workforce, and if young people have the essential health, education, and other enablers to make meaningful contributions to the economy. So now, in which areas you find youth contribution? It is in innovation and technology, entrepreneurship, education and skill development, governance, and leadership. However, there are some challenges also which the youth of our country are facing. And this is in terms of educational attainment, mental health issues, employment difficulties, and societal pressures. Many people, young people, are struggling to attain quality education, which ultimately affects their career prospects and overall development. Especially for the marginalized and vulnerable groups, educational disparity is one of the major challenge, and because they lack resources needed for education and also for taking job opportunities in the market. So I would conclude by saying that the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 places significant emphasis on the role of youth in shaping India's future as a developed nation. The youth of India holds the key to realizing the ambitious vision of this initiative. So by harnessing their potential in areas such as innovation, entrepreneurship, education, and governance, they can significantly contribute to India's socio-economic, political, and environmental progress. So although the idea of Viksit Bharat seems quite high, it is still unclear if India will be able to fulfill these goals by 2047. And to achieve these aspirations and ambitions, the government and the people of India will need to work together over the next 23 years. India, being one of the populous and youngest nation, has every opportunity to become a developed nation. Thank you so much.
Hello, I am Alpesh Kotecha. My topic is to analyze the perception of working women towards e-wallet transaction. E-wallets have become a vital component of Indian financial system. A move towards cashless economy with the help of smartphones. In my research, I have conducted the survey of 153 working women of Porbandar city, and I tried to find out the perception of working women towards e-wallet using and find out the relation between demographic profile of the working woman and their perception towards e-wallet transaction. I have conducted survey of 153 women of Porbandar district, and I prepared a structured questionnaire to find out their perception, and on the basis of the responses I received, I analyzed the data by using simple survey method and chi-square. I have applied chi-square to analyze the result. On the basis of result, I found that women are increasing the use of e-wallets because of its convenience and easy to use, because they can make payment for their daily use because out of their busy schedule from using the smartphone, right? And at present, many players like Paytm, GPay, PhonePe are the dominant players, and they are also providing incentives to working women for using more and more e-wallet. So they encourage encourage the women to use the e-wallet. So I found that the convenience and availability of benefits, right? The use of e-wallets are increasing day by day, and it has become the preferred mode of payment by working women in Porbandar district. Thank you.
Namaskar. Myself, Dr. Mukeshbhai Oza. I am Assistant Professor in Children's Research University, and today I present a paper. Subject of paper is AI, the role of AI, artificial intelligence in education, beyond the hype to practical implementation. Definition of AI and scope of context of education. Artificial intelligence in education encompasses computer system and algorithms that execute tasks traditionally associated with human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, adapting, and self correction. AI application in education includes intelligence tutoring system, short form is ITS, adaptive learning platforms, we can call ALP, automated grading and feedback, AGF, and student support and analytic. AI algorithm analyze student submissions and provide insight to both educators and student. Student support and analytic, brief overview of the hype surrounding in education and the need for practical implementations. AI's potential to transform education has generated significant interest and times unrealistic expectations. We can say that the conclusion of this AI, we should always remember that one proverb in Hindi that मनुष्य ने मशीन बनाए है, मशीन ने मनुष्यों को नहीं. That we should learn and we should remember this important message that AI is important, but it is not every.
Namaskar. My topic is exploring the intersection of climate change and tourism, a case study of the Gir region. So, in this study dives into a complex interplay between tourism and climate change in the Gir region, a vital habitat for the Asiatic lion and area of a great environmental significance. This popular tourist spot faces new problems due to climate change's unparalleled environmental upheavals. This research aimed to examine the effect of changing precipitation pattern, alternate ecosystem, and increasing temperatures on the local economy and tourism. The connection between changing weather pattern and travel habit is investigated in this research. It does this by using geographical analysis, climatic statistics, and tourist pattern. The ramifications for the expanding preservation and eco-friendly tourism are also made clear. This case study aims to provide an in-depth analysis of Gir region vulnerability to climate change and adaptations measures that will be required to mitigate it. This accomplished by simultaneously looking into economic and environmental aspects. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I'm going to talk about a literature-based analysis of studies in urban landscape concept. To start with, urban areas are rapidly growing, requiring a focus on sustainability. Urban landscape involves planning and arranging the urban environment, incorporating environmental, social, and aesthetic considerations. The social, cultural, and physical structures play a crucial role in shaping the urban landscapes. The study highlights the evolution of the urban landscape concept over time. The research aims to uncover key themes, authors, and trends in urban landscape studies. The findings are valuable for researchers, planners, and policymakers in urban development. The urban landscapes are complex, integrating ecosystems, green spaces, and cultural elements. The focus on sustainable urban habitats is increasing due to population growth and environmental challenges. Urban landscape design preserves city identity while promoting sustainability. The research methodology involves a bibliometric analysis of more than 4,000 documents from over 25 years was conducted with the Scopus database. Keywords like urban landscape, urban planning, and sustainable development were used for the data collection. The analysis involved quantitative and qualitative assessments, including keyword co-occurrence and author collaboration networks. The number of publications in urban landscape research has grown significantly since 2013, peaking in 2022 and 23. Leading journals include Sustainability Switzerland and Urban Ecosystems. Key authors such as Kaigu and Jiangu Wu are prominent contributors. The United States, China, and the United Kingdom are the top contributors to urban landscape research. Leading institutions include the Chinese Academy of Science and Arizona State University. Central themes include urban planning, sustainable development, and urban design. The research is highly interdisciplinary, covering social, environmental, and technical aspects of urban landscapes. Strong collaborative networks exist globally, with key contributors bridging different research clusters. International collaboration is crucial for addressing the challenges of urban landscapes. The consistent growth in research output reflects the increasing importance of urban landscapes. The interdisciplinary and global nature of research highlights the need for collaboration and innovation in tackling the urbanization challenges. Thank you.
Respected all, myself Dr. Ruchit Rehan, Assistant Professor, Tolani Motwani Institute of Law. My title for the conference presentation is Workplace Reforms, Challenges Before the Judiciary to Empower the Development of Women in Viksit Bharat that we are going to achieve in 2047. The main topic of my research is to reform the judiciary laws. The abstract for the above study is that the vision to develop a country depends upon the various factors that are challenging the current legislative and judiciary reforms to develop India with the proper laws till 2047 of Viksit Bharat. The modern laws framework towards the social, economical, and judicial development of the women are facing many criticisms in the form of orders, rules, and decisions of various committees only. The guidelines issued towards the workplace harassment of women are not good enough to secure the women at the workplace. The country should strengthen its workforce and replace women for men if the objectives laid down through the new reforms have been successfully achieved. Educated women of our country are a blessing to every Indian. Unfortunately, this education becomes a curse on women and society when developing countries are not making safely measures for the development of educated individuals. The Supreme Court even had ordered many committee members to provide proper reforms, but it takes a long journey to go ahead. Previously, Vishakha guidelines were drafted by Supreme Court for workplace abuse and harassment, which provides safeguard measures to the working women, towards labor women and the students, working female students who are studying in hostels and hospitals. But while drafting this measures, penalized structure is not properly maintained. So it should be properly executed if we want to give a healthy atmosphere to safeguard the protection of the women. POSH committee has been developed at various central and state level working laws, labor laws for women, and those also the judicial measures which improves the quality of assurance from time to time. This is a good initiative taken by government towards this. But even though educated women and future generations who can take a deep breath of safety in the developed nation, the target which is of 2047 will not find workplace safeguards as it should be. So there is a lacuna in that, and this empowerment catalyst are, if drafted properly, would reform the real economic and judicial interpretation of women safeguards in our civilized country. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Rukmini Murigation, Assistant Professor of Commerce in MRPG College, Vijayanagaram. Today, I will be presenting findings from my research thesis on financial literacy among women in Vijayanagaram district. My research focused on analyzing the relationship between financial literacy and its determinants, that is, financial knowledge, financial skills, financial attitude, and financial behavior. These factors were examined in conjunction with primary demographic variables such as age, education, and annual income. Now I am going to present my paper titled The Age Factor Examining Financial Literacy in Women. Coming to the introduction, financial literacy, the understanding of financial concepts and practices, is a critical skill for individuals of all ages and genders. However, studies have consistently shown that women often face challenges in achieving financial literacy, which can have significant implications on for their overall well-being and economic security. This paper aims to contribute the existing body of research by examining the relationship between age and financial literacy among women. The primary objectives of this study are to assess the level of financial literacy among women of different age groups, to identify factors that influence financial literacy among women, to examine the disparities in financial literacy between younger and older women, to provide recommendations for improving financial literacy among women. The study investigated the relationship between age and financial literacy among women, aiming to identifying factors influencing their financial knowledge and behaviors, and to explore disparities between younger and older women. Our findings provide valuable insights into the unique challenges faced by women at various stages of life and offer recommendations for improving financial literacy. Age-related disparities, factors influencing financial literacy, unique challenges for older women are the key findings of this study. And coming to the recommendations, my recommendations are targeted financial education programs, increasing the access to financial resources, and introducing financial literacy education in schools, and policy changes according to the support the women's financial empowerment. Thank you.
Namaste, I am Dr. Geeta Prajapati. Here I am presenting my research paper titled Job Stress and Mental Health in Private Sector Bank Employees. The main objective of the present research was to investigate job stress and mental health in private sector bank employees. The total sample consisted of 100 employees, in which 50 were female employees and 50 were male employees. The research tool for life stress scale was developed by Agrawal and Naidu, and mental health tool was measured by Dr. DJ Bhatt and Gita Argida was used to collect the data. Here, the t-test was applied to check significance difference and R was applied to check the correlation. The finding of the study revealed that there was a significant difference between male and female in private sector bank employees on job stress, and also there was a significant difference between male and female in private sector bank employees on mental health. The R between job stress and mental health was 0.86. So we can say that there was a high positive correlation between job stress and mental health. Thank you.
Hello, I am Jasmine Gogu, research scholar at Karnavati University, and I am going to discuss on the topic craft-centric learning, a model approach to integrate IKS for skill-based learning. The Indian knowledge system of traditional arts and crafts encompasses a rich tapestry of culture and practice starting from the Vedic period to the present time. These crafts are mirror of the progression our Indian society has undergone. However, due to industrialization, these ancient crafts soon started to peter out, leaving behind a huge dent on the Indian craft form. The spirited view of the arts and crafts movement and the quest for national identity led to the setting up of several art schools at Madras, Calcutta, Bombay, Jaipur, and Lahore to revive the traditional craftsmanship and give back India its identity. But these institutes emphasized an aesthetic approach of learning, thus turning out professionals trained in European academic tradition, which in all altered the concept of reviving Indian traditional knowledge, resulting in further exploitation of local crafts and craftsmanship. It was not until the 20th century which saw debates around Swadeshi movements, developing India's own education institutes, or formulating indigenous education policies to achieve the goal of reviving traditional craft. Recognizing the value and role of IKS is an important step in addressing the revival of traditional arts and crafts. Presently, many design schools in India have started to incorporate learnings from traditional craftsmanship into their curriculum that blends contemporary design practices with indigenous techniques. However, there still lies a lacuna in complete incorporation. This is because art learning presently in school is more focused on studio-based exercise, where the interaction with field-based learning is minimal. To completely integrate a craft-centric learning and develop individuals who infuses the learnings into meaningful products and takes the legacy of long-forgotten crafts ahead, early exposure with communities practicing traditional art is paramount. A preliminary survey was conducted using convenience sampling with 319 participants currently pursuing their bachelor's degree in varied design fields to assess our hypothesis. Results suggest that though 87% of the students had never experienced crafts or communities before joining formal design education, having experience in communities and their work early into their design learning journey, about 95% of the students were able to translate their learning in form of functional enhancement, aesthetic enhancement, or material experimentation in their senior year work. As we can see on the right, learnings from various community immersions were later translated into meaningful products. In conclusion, we can say that integrating traditional crafts knowledge into the curriculum can offer significant benefits for enhanced skill development. It can foster creativity, hands-on learning, and problem-solving abilities by encouraging students to engage with materials and techniques that have been refined over centuries. Community immersion is one such method that broadens the experience and vision of seeing traditional crafts in a rapidly modernizing world. However, if this approach is minimized to reflect upon ideas solely for academic purpose, sooner this too will become tokenistic like classroom-oriented study. To truly revive the traditional crafts in totality, design graduates should be further encouraged to opt for alternate ways to bring these arts on global platforms and achieve the goal of Viksit Bharat 2047. The first can be integration into education curriculum, where the Indian crafts can become a part of the early school curriculum, ensuring that students engage with local crafts both theoretically and practically. Multiple satellite programs apart from classroom learning in higher education can be introduced that comprehensively train students in craft styles. Second can be entrepreneurship and technological integration in higher education, where seed funding can be provided for craft-based startups which can further set the stage for blending traditional craft techniques with modern technologies. Third alternative can be to provide government support and funding to maximize innovation and incubation in the field of traditional craft. Further, multiple future ship labs, tinkering labs in higher education can be developed to support independent development of arts and crafts. Individuals can be encouraged to file IPR or patents. Last but not the least, if the skilled artisans are engaged as visiting professors in higher education, we can truly gain a lot and pave a strong path for truly reviving Indian knowledge system. Thank you.